I'm going to do something a little unusual today. Let's say less gourmet and more comfort food. I grew up in Connecticut, and for about a year I lived across the street from a deli slash grinder shop, and I love their grinders. What we call grinders in other parts of the country, they call hoagies or subs. I think I'm going to stick with subs because I think that's the most common name. They made an Italian sausage sub that I really liked. Besides, there are others as well. I have some Italian sausages left over from the last video I did, which was sausages and peppers. So I want to use those today to make Italian sausage subs. First thing I need to do is puree some tomatoes. I'm using these San Marzano Cento brand tomatoes. Why San Marzano? It's a region in Italy that is got excellent climate and soil conditions for growing some of the best flavored tomatoes in the world. It's kind of like here in California we have Napa Valley, which produces some excellent wine grapes. San Marzano produces some excellent Roma tomatoes. I'm going to puree these by putting them in a large vessel and then using an immersion blender. I'll puree them. You can do this in a food processor or a blender. That's good enough. I'm heating a large pot on the stove with maybe a tablespoon of oil in the bottom. And I'm going to squeeze some garlic in there through a garlic press. Maybe 2 or 3 cloves. All right, there goes the last of my garlic in there. I'm going to stir this for maybe a minute over medium heat. Not even a minute, just a few seconds to cook that garlic. There go the tomatoes. I'm not really being very exact about this recipe because some of this doesn't really matter. But if you want some exact measurements, that was 3 cloves of garlic. And this was a 28-ounce can of tomatoes, which is 794 grams. I decided to make this sauce the way my mom always made it. My mother's mother was from Naples, Italy. Josephine was her name. So I'm adding a 6-ounce can, 170 grams of tomato paste. And my mom would always add about half a can of water to that. And then a little sprinkling of oregano. That's enough. I want to brown my sausages before I put them in the pot with the sauce. So I've got a large skillet here heating on the stove with maybe a tablespoon or 2 of oil in the bottom. I've got a lot of sausages to brown here. Don't know if I can get all of them in the pan. I've got 9 of them. There we go, that'll do it. And I'm going to brown them on 2 or 3 sides. It'll take about 3 minutes per side. Returning now to my sauce, which has been heating on a back burner. I know this is going to need some salt. I'll put a little salt in there. And then start adding my sausages. See if I can get them all in there and under the sauce. I'll get them all in there. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a trick because I want to cook these for about an hour, but I want to cook them over a low flame with a simmer. I don't want that to burn on the bottom. It might stick and burn on the bottom. So here's a trick that I do. I take one grate, put it on top, and then put that on top, and that raises the pan above the flame. Okay, I've got a deli roll here, and it is cut, but not very well. It's only about not even half the way through, so I'm going to open that up quite a bit. And then I'm going to put some of my sauce in there. This could be a little bit messy. See if I can slide this over. Like so. And if you like sloppy joes, this could be a good alternative. It's going to be messy. And then you got to have good provolone cheese. So I have here some provolone that I bought at a deli counter. I had them slice it for me. It's not sliced very clean. I think their slicer blade needs to be sharpened. But I like this cheese better than buying, say, the Kraft sliced singles or the Sargento. This has a nice flavor to it. And then I want to put enough sausage to fill this roll. So I'm going to put those pieces there. And that is my sausage sub. And I'm going to leave my apron on when I taste that, because I know that's going to be a bit messy. Okay, there's no easy way to eat this. It's like a sloppy joe. You get your hands on it and you eat it. That is good. I got to thinking, I haven't had one of these since the early 1970s. That's when I lived in Norwich, Connecticut. That is good. So I'm going to go enjoy my lunch of an Italian sausage sub. For a printable PDF copy of this recipe with step-by-step photographs, visit my website, mobilehomegourmet.com, and look on the home page or in the recipe archive.